In the fabled land of Northern California, nestled in the Valley of Sacramento, two friends begin a journey to enlighten the world about their experience living life as a Xennial. But what is a Xennial, you may ask? If you wish to know, then follow them on their adventures.
Welcome to the Xennial Chronicles. This is James.
This is Mike.
And, well, we're coming to you probably Monday, right? That's when people listen to this, right? Or
Yes.
at least that's when it's put out for people to listen to. I don't know when people actually listen to it. I know when a few people listen to it when I get sent messages about it. In fact, I did get a message recently about something that we talked about. I believe we talked about, I don't know if it was last week for sure or the week previous. We had talked about my father and his and my mother and their Jack Daniel's collection of Jack Daniel's collectible stuff. Let me make clear for people who are just popping in and hearing this and being like, okay, so your parents were drunks. No, my parents were not drunks at all. They actually collected memorabilia of Jack Daniel's stuff. They did, yes, some of that memorabilia did include bottles, but they were bottles that were, at least during the childhood that I lived at the house, they were bottles that were kept completely closed. They were never opened and never used. I'm not saying that when I left that my parents used them. I'm saying there were people that might have used them at some point.
Understandable. I can see that being a.
The
collectability of Jack Daniel's material. We talked about this before. They make some killer swag. They really do.
And these were these metal tins, and you open them up, and the bottle was in there, and a sealed deck of playing cards. There was all kinds of cool stuff. But apparently, I had said that my parents had purchased the piece of land there.
Yes,
in Lynchburg. There, apparently I was in error, and my father corrected me, since he's the only one that can. He corrected me. Yes, that was one of those jokes. That was one of those jokes. For anybody who knows what I meant at that joke, you know it's me. You know it's my humor. I hope you laughed. Mike's like, seriously, you did that joke on here? Yes, I did. Anyway, my dad, being the only person who could set me straight on the situation, said that no, we did not buy the piece of land. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, when you bought these collector's tins, there was some kind of a almost like a lottery type system.
Mm-hmm.
And with certain tins, you would buy them and you would register them with Jack Daniel's as having bought this tin. You'd send out back in the days when you'd send things in the mail, send out a mail registration form, as opposed to like online or whatever. And apparently they would just randomly select people to get these little I think it's like a 1 square inch plot of land thing. So my dad got one for himself and registered it. Then he got one of these collector sets for my mom, sent hers out to be registered.
Mm-hmm. She
was the one who actually received the piece of land. The piece of land was actually in her name, not his. Which is funny because she never really drank Jack Daniel's. He did occasionally. That was one of the few beverages that he did like, and still to this day he does like one of their versions of Jack Daniel's. If he's going to have a drink, that's one he'll consider having. Yeah. But he likes the single barrel one now.
Oh, dude, single barrel's good. I can attest to that.
I might try that. I might try that one with them in the hopes that it tastes better than normal It's Daniel's.
It's still a sour mash, but there is a lot more smoothness to it, and especially if you leave it on ice for a minute, it's very warming.
Again, I'll have to trust that situation.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he felt the need to first text me, and I think the first text was something like, we didn't buy the land. And I was like, what are you talking about? Because it was just kind of an out of nowhere kind of statement, like out of nowhere, just, we didn't buy the land. What do you mean you didn't buy the land? What land are you talking about, Dad? I don't know what's going on here. And then he proceeded to here it is. On pod, this is his exact text. So no, he did explain more. I'm sorry, I was wrong. The exact text from him. On pod, you talked about the Jack square inch. We didn't buy it. It was given as a special award to your mother. So he did give me information. I'm wrong. I remember this one. And I'm like, okay. And I called him like, okay, so how'd that happen, Dad? And so there are people listening. Thank you for listening, Dad. And And I just wanted to clarify that for everybody. My mom got it as a special award. They did not buy it. But still, it's a pretty awesome thing to be able to have, especially if you're a Jack Daniels collector.
Yeah.
Now, it's scary to think my dad actually does listen to the podcast, and it's nice. And I'm glad he does, because it gets the opportunity for him to hear my voice occasionally.
Yeah.
We don't live close right now, so and we do talk fairly regularly, but still, it gives him some time to hear me talk and hear me say all the funny things I'm saying. And hopefully he'll be listening again this week, because coming up is a big holiday. Not, it'll be next weekend.
Yeah.
We will hopefully be listening to this as it comes closer. And the big holiday is, of course, Father's Day. At least it's a big holiday here in America. It's blitzed now just as much as Mother's Day. And I believe Father's Day is the one that came first, and then Mother's Day came after it. And the lady who even started Father's Day was like, after it became commercialized, she got pissed because she didn't want it to be a commercialized thing. She just wanted it to be a day that, you celebrated your father and thought about him and shit. And here's the thing. I'm going to have what I think is an unpopular opinion. And it's probably an unusual thing for somebody in my situation, having children, because I do have those, to have this opinion.
Right.
But I flippin' hate Father's Day. I hate it with a passion. It is one of my least favorite holidays ever.
You know what? I can't speak for it. I can't necessarily speak for it. I am not a father, so I wouldn't be receiving any of the quote unquote benefits from Father's Day specifically. I will obviously be calling my dad. But you better at least call. It's kind of like part of the thing.
I hate Father's Day. I hate it. I've always hated it. Even as a kid, I thought it was kind of silly, but I still did shit for my father. But I have reasons why I hate it. I have reasons. I have good reasons.
Okay.
I have good reasons. And I
gotta hear this. I gotta hear this as someone who is, it's like, okay, go. I gotta hear this.
I can say this. I have never actively, for myself, celebrated Father's Day. I have done it for the fathers in my life. My wife's father, my wife's stepfather, my wife's grandfather, which absolutely made no sense because my wife's not his kid, so his kid should have been getting him things for Father's Day, but we were apparently supposed to get him something as well, which is just really weird. He's not her dad. I already got her dad's stuff. Well, I got her stepdad's stuff because my wife's dad lives far away, so we don't see him on Father's Day, so we get him a card, but we don't actually get him a gift. Because I do have this other rule system where if I don't see you on a holiday, I typically don't give you a gift. I will send you a card or I'll call you, but if I'm not going to see you on or around the holiday, I'm probably not going to get you a gift. And I don't expect you to get me one either. It's just one of those things of like, you get gifts for the people that you see physically during those times. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. There's one exception like
Christmas, to that. Most of the time.
Christmas is a good example. If I don't see you on Christmas or around Christmas, probably not going to get you a Christmas present. I'll get you. I may send you a card. You'll definitely get a phone call, but I'm probably not going to get you a Christmas present. However, there is one caveat to that. If you have lived in my house and spent a Christmas in my house living in it, then you will get a Christmas present from me every year, because you'll get it the year that you're actually at my house for Christmas, and then every year after that you will get a Christmas ornament from me.
Oh, that's
it's
fun.
just a traditional thing. But if you lived in my house, if you lived under my roof, then I kind of see you as part of my collected family, and I get you something. That's just kind of what I do. So like one of my wife's sisters, who lives all the way over in Texas, she still gets a gift every year. She gets an ornament every year. Her new kid gets a gift and an ornament every year. That's just her husband technically gets a gift and an ornament every year. It's what I have to do. But that's kind of the rule.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Anybody that's lived under the roof and been here for a Christmas, lived here for a Christmas, you become part of the Christmas tradition of that. And that's the ornament tradition is a family tradition passed on. But for me, it's just like, you lived in my house, I'm going to get you a gift. And then I only ask that they get gifts for my kids. I'm not worried about them getting a gift for me. I just, if I'm getting a gift for you, get something for the kids. If you're going to get something, it's about kids. to me, Christmas anyway. But birthdays, same thing. If you don't live in my house, I'm probably not going to get you a birthday gift. Or if I don't see you, I'm probably not going to get you a birthday gift.
Fair.
Just because, I don't see you. And I don't expect them from anybody else. Hell, most people don't even know when my birthday is. I make it a point that most people don't know when my birthday is. I'm sure you've even forgotten already. Ha ha! I win. Anyway.
Okay.
But it's one of those things that Father's Day falls under that category that, like, unless I go to celebrate Father's Day with somebody, I'm not going to see them. So I'm really not going to get them a gift. I get them a card because it's the social convention. But my wife and my kids have been told they are not allowed to get me Father's Day cards and Father's Day gifts.
Okay.
Now, I've gotten them before from other people that should never have gotten them for me, especially the first year that when my wife was pregnant with our first kid. First kid was born in the fall. So she was pregnant through Father's Day, and everybody knew she was pregnant through Father's Day. So everybody's like, oh, she's pregnant. You get to celebrate Father's Day. And I'm like, no, I told you guys last year I wouldn't celebrate Father's Day. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason for me personally not celebrating it, and there's a reason I think it's stupid. Now, here's why I think it's stupid. I think it's stupid that
it took a long time to get to this point. I'm sorry.
I know. I think it's stupid that like days like Valentine's Day or even wedding anniversaries, people center on those days, and for some reason they save everything, all of their energy up. And Christmas falls under this category too. But Christmas is different in the sense that everybody gets to be involved in Christmas. In these other days, it's more selective about who gets to be involved. And yes, I understand birthdays fall under this, but again, I don't celebrate my birthday. So my logic holds through here. Okay. I don't celebrate my birthday, nor do I expect gifts on my birthday. My logic holds through here. I don't like this where we center one specific day, that this is the day we're going to have for Mother's Day, and we have to buy mother's gifts on Mother's Day. On Father's Day, we have to buy father's gifts. Valentine's Day, you have to buy your significant other something, because if you don't buy your significant other something on those days, you don't buy your mother something on that day, you don't buy your father something on that day, you're not a good significant other, son, daughter, whatever.
I mean, okay, I can side with you, especially
participate in this ritual to and we're judged on our participation in this ritual. What'd you get Dad for Father's Day? What'd you get Mom for Mother's Day? And husbands are judged on this. Wives are judged on this. What did you get the spouse for Mother's Day or Father's Day? Or again, go back to Valentine's Day. What'd you get your wife for Valentine's Day? What'd you get your husband for Valentine's Day? It's the pressure and the societal impact on these days are just so frustrating to me that I choose to opt out. I choose to not be involved. But here's the fun part about this. This is the part where I have to deal with my own personal hypocrisy. Okay, because it exists.
Okay.
I opt out of celebrating Father's Day for me. I ask my kids not to be involved. I ask my wife not to be involved. I tell other people can wish me happy Father's Day. I'll say thank you and be polite about it. But I'm not wanting any hoopla. I don't want any big to do. And again, there's multiple reasons. I can share some of them.
Okay.
And I can halfway hint to another one.
Okay.
But the big one is this idea of I don't like everybody coming together to do a celebration of me just because I put sperm into somebody and created a life.
I knew that was going to happen.
Celebrate something special for me. Okay, damn it. There are many people who have done this. Now, you want to celebrate the fact that I've done a good job as a father. I've always been there for my kids. I'm supportive and loving and caring towards my children. Great. Don't just pick some random day, some random Sunday in June. Okay, celebrate that whenever. You know when I celebrate being a father. The fun moments I get to spend with my kids. The moments like today where I was playing Halo with my kid and with my oldest son, playing Halo with him and my sister-in-law and my sister-in-law's boyfriend. And I'm rounding a corner in a vehicle. I think I'm in a the Covenant tanks. So I think it's called a Wraith. I'm in this Covenant tank, and I round the corner, and the next thing I see is a freaking rocket coming at me, and my son's got the rocket launcher, been waiting for me to come around the corner, blows me up. I got you, Dad. It's like, shit. But at the same time, the joy on his face, it's like, this is celebrating being a father, being able to play a game with my son, and he's killing me in the game and taking savage pleasure out of it. What better moment can you have? It's fantastic.
Well said. That's actually very well said. Correction. I can agree with that entirely.
Correction. My sister-in-law wasn't playing. It was actually my wife playing. I just remembered. She was the one playing with me. And she was on my team, and she was gone the whole time. She couldn't find anybody else in the map. She was just wandering in an area of the map where nobody else was. So it was me having to fend off my son and my sister-in-law's boyfriend and getting the crap shot out of me the entire time.
That's fantastic.
My wife's just like, I can't find anybody, damn it. Wait, I found someone. Oh, damn, I'm dead. So she's still learning on playing Halo. She's gotten better, but first-person shooters are not her forte. So she's
I suck at first-person shooters.
She has improved vastly, but like my son is really, really good at them. And so he's just, it's a regular thing for him and me to go back and forth, and he does pretty good against me. But today he was handing me my ass, and I was like, that's the moment to celebrate. The moments that where the first time my younger son, instead of us bullying him into getting a haircut because his hair is getting too long, him asking for a haircut, making a decision like that, I can think back to that time. I can think back to anytime I've seen my kids do performances or do anything. Those are the moments I celebrate being a father, not some random day in June. And then let's add some fairness into this for those people who do celebrate these things. Okay. You got Father's Day is what it's like the second or third Sunday in June. I think it's the third Sunday in June, right?
Right.
Mother's Day is like the second Sunday in May. So here's the effed up thing that happens. Okay, wait, we have explicit warning, so I can say fucked up. Here's the fucked up thing that happens. Okay. At the end of the second week of May, whatever that Friday is, it's right before Mother's Day, right?
Right.
Whatever that day is. So you don't know about this as much. You probably don't remember back to the childhood of this happening when you were a kid. Mm-hmm. You don't have the kids, so you don't remember this shit happening. And for those listening that do have the kids, you got to be to have a full understanding and grasp of this. You have to be the parent that goes through the backpack. Okay, because this is the key. There's usually one parent that goes through the backpack and one parent that doesn't. Sometimes both do, depending on how you work your things out. But It's usually the parent that spends the more time at home or is more responsible for like the kid stuff that ends up with the backpack. I was the parent that checked the backpack for years.
Okay.
I was the parent that took care of the kids at school and took care of all that stuff. So I was the backpack parent. You have very, very specific duties. You got to make sure that they didn't leave food in the backpack that's going to turn all nasty. And mildew and whatnot, or attract bugs. You have to make sure that any paperwork that you as the parent need to sign is pulled out of the backpack, because the kid will never pull it out of the backpack and give it to you. They just don't do it. You know that thing where like you walk through a doorway and you forget why you went into the room?
Yeah.
It's an actual psychological phenomenon that once you go through the doorway, it blanks your mind out. Your mind does this to itself. You're in this new area and it just runs blank.
I live that.
It happens
I live that torture.
You probably don't even have to walk through the doorway, but I know you, man. What? All right.
No, you're right. I'm just saying. Okay. I feel seen.
Yeah, you are. I see you, brother. I see you. But here's the thing. Once something goes into the backpack, that is like a black hole of nothing. And the child, unless it's something that the child treasures, the child no longer remembers that it's there. And even sometimes the thing the child treasures, the child will come to you. I lost my thing, whatever this is, my pencil, my whatever, my toy, did you leave it in your backpack? No. Are you sure? Yes. Did you check your backpack? Yes. Did you check your entire backpack? No. Yeah, go check your backpack. I can't find it. Let me check your backpack. No. Okay, I found it. I know you found it because you knew if I came over there and checked your backpack, I would find it. That's how it works. Sorry, little parenting moment. Anyway,
I was gonna say.
So when I was the parent checking the backpacks, which again I did for many years, the Friday before Mother's Day, always What do you get in the backpack? All kinds of art projects for mom, a card, some kind of drawing, whatever. Always something for mom. All through elementary school, part of junior high school, you get those things. The parents know what I'm talking about. There's always this stuff for mom and Mother's Day. You bring home flowers for mom. You bring home all these different projects, a vase for her to put the flowers in. Ugly vase typically too. Even though I know the one I made when I was a kid, ugly as hell. Not as ugly as the ugly lamp that my dad made when he was a teenager. And yes, by the way, it is called in the household, in the family, it is called the ugly lamp because it is a god-awful ugly thing. Okay. Even he will tell you it is an ugly lamp. It was made in the 70s, so it's like black and brown and like kind of checkered. And it's ugly as hell. Yeah, it is ugly as hell. It definitely looks like it was made
thrift store gold.
It was made in the 60s, not the 70s. Sorry. So it looks like it was made in a different time, and it's heavy and ugly. But and again, my dad admits it is very ugly, but it's kind of a conversation piece as a result. And the reason that he made it at the time, his mother had because this is back in the 60s, his mother had a pet monkey. I'm not sure exactly what type it was. I think it was like a capuchin or something, but I'm not sure exactly what type. A pet monkey, because back in the 60s, people had pet monkeys because, there were no laws back then. She had a pet monkey that apparently did very much like throwing poop at people and was especially fun to bring girls around because back in the 60s, girls were still, teenage girls and stuff were still wearing skirts all the time instead of wearing pants because it was unladylike to wear pants. Oh. And apparently the monkey liked to lift up the girls' skirts and check underneath. My dad enjoyed that part.
I'm sure he did.
But he made the lamp specifically. He made it at school. He made it specifically heavy enough that the monkey couldn't knock it over because the monkey kept knocking things over in the house. And so it's this gigantic, heavy, ugly ass table lamp that was designed so a monkey couldn't knock it down. This is the shit that gets sent home to moms.
Okay, hold on. I am going to state how jealous I am of the fact that your dad. Okay, think about this. The amount of engineering creativity that had to come into making a lamp just because it's monkey proof. And how old was he?
He was in high school, so somewhere between.
So you're talking like this is shop class. He makes a monkey proof lamp. I've never seen anybody or heard of anyone have to, out of necessity, by the way, make a monkey proof lamp in fucking high school. That is some creative, unique shit.
Well, that's shop class back then. They actually taught you real world skills. Like you want to succeed in this world.
I was gonna say in shop class.
You want to succeed. You want to succeed. I'm gonna teach you to make a monkey proof lamp.
I love that.
Seriously.
I love that. Like I learned here's what I learned. I learned how to paint a car. Like, not like even a full car. Like, they just gave me a piece of metal and they're like, okay, learn how to weld. Okay, learn how to paint. This is how you apply putty. This is how you apply a second coat and your clear coat. Like, this is how you do it. And I did pretty good. I did pretty decent. But I sure as fuck never learned how to make a monkey-proof lamp. So I...
Just remember that
I'm a little jealous of that, actually, personally.
Yeah, when you see next time you see my dad, just let him know, shake his hand, tell him,
yes,
man, you and that monkey proof lamp.
I commend your father's resolve and his ingenuity to create a monkey proof lamp in fucking high school. That's brilliant.
It was a necessary thing, but that was at least something, even though it was, ugly. It was so, and it's still a family heirloom. Literally, there were people that were like, it's one of those things that like the ugly dog competitions where they're like really ugly dogs, but they're also kind of cute in a way.
Yeah.
There have been people that are vying in the family to get that lamp whenever he's no longer around.
So the siblings are fighting over the lamp
thing.
Oh, that's brilliant!
Actually, I think it's one of my older brother's wives that currently is the person that wants the ugly lamp. I'm not entirely positive on. I know that my wife gets the bed, but I think it's my brother's wife that gets the ugly lamp. I'm not sure. I'd have to.
That's a great heirloom, man.
Yeah, Dad, if you're listening, please send me a text message and let me know who's supposed to get the ugly lamp, because I'm curious now. He's probably laughing his ass off listening to this.
He's got to be. I commend that like entirely. I just love the entire idea of the whole thing. The fact that he made a lamp in shop class is the first thing. I thought that's cool because that means he's wiring shit together. He's making sure that there's a proper electrical connection to the degree of which it would be done at that time. Chances are the wiring needs to be redone. Most likely, the lamp is a pretty old lamp. Let's be real, but. On top of that, the fact that he had to, it's the fact that he made dude, a fucking 6-year-old comes up with the idea of a monkey-proof lamp just because they're being creative and they have a lot of imagination. You don't create something like that out of absolute necessity. And that's what I love about it.
And that's what it was. But anyway, back to the original point here, which is Mother's Day. Around Mother's Day, all these, and I don't know if you made the lamp for Mother's Day. I'm just using it as an example of something a kid made at school and brought home to mom. But all these things get sent home on Mother's Day. But here's the thing, man. When does school end? When is school out? For most kids,
school's out in May,
first
June.
week of June.
Yep.
First week of June, school's out. What are they going to do for Father's Day? Oh, right. Fathers, just like anybody who has a summertime birthday, get screwed because the kids aren't in school. And let me tell you, from people that I know, and I know some people, I know some very close people that have summertime birthdays, not trying to give anything away, but I know close people that have summertime birthdays, and it sucks balls to have a summertime birthday. People like you who get their birthday in, the cusping area of 2 seasons that happen during the school year, y'all get to celebrate your birthday at school. You get the cupcakes if your parents are nice, either store-bought ones or homemade ones, or you get, to bring marshmallow treats, the Rice Krispies, you get that. Maybe you get gift bags. You can actually invite your friends to come over because you're still talking to them because they're at school.
Yeah.
When you get in the summertime, unless you got your friends' phone numbers, back then we didn't have cell phones to talk to our friends. We had to use the home phone to call their home phone and hope that their dad didn't answer, especially if it was a girl that you're calling or a guy, because then you're in trouble. Yeah, back in 4th grade, imagine inviting some of your friends that are girls to your birthday party from school, calling their house, and their dad's like, "Who's this? Who are you calling her for?" It's like, seriously, man. We're just in class together. I just wanted to come to my birthday party. How many of you are going to be at this birthday party? Like, shit, man, I don't know. How many you want me to have there? Whatever you say, I'll do whatever you say. It wasn't an easy thing to do, but no, people like you, and I'm talking about you specifically, sir, having their birthdays in the school year, you got to have all the possible fun of it. Or, there's the possible disappointment with parents were like not very good parents and didn't do anything for your birthday. But at least the school sometimes did something. But no,
school? No, the school didn't do shit. Not for me, man.
Sometimes they do. Well,
it wasn't like a lot of the time. It was just kind of lumped into if there was anything, a lot of the time they would lump every kid that had a birthday within that month into a single day, and it was still something. I will tell you that. I don't remember a lot of times when that happened, and most of the time I didn't have a lot of I had fucking one personal friend that would come to a birthday party, if that, and that one personal friend was the only one, and then the rest of them were just all other family members and stuff. I wasn't necessarily a very social kid in school, so I didn't have a lot. Yeah. But the opportunity I can understand was there to a degree. If I was a very popular kid, I'd have kids all over at my place. But that just wasn't that wasn't something that happened. But when you have it in the summer months, when your birthday's in the summer months, you're basically screwed out of all of that school experience. Oh yeah.
And so it's like, especially when you get I know that in when I was in junior high, they'd announce birthdays over the freaking PA announce in the morning. The principal would come on and say their little bit, student body president or whatever 8th grade class president, whatever, will come on and do a little attempt to read from a card and sound awful. I'm not even going to try to imitate that voice, but, right. I don't want this. I don't want to turn into the voice guy, but seriously, they do birthday announcements and I know people that never got a chance to hear their birthday announcements. I'm not going to say who, but I know people. Actually, I'm going to say one person
who,
and that's going to be that. This is going to be the personal reason why I refused before I even got married. Why I refused to celebrate Father's Day. I told my wife. She was my fiance at the time. I told her because we plan on getting married. We plan on starting a family. Doesn't always work out that way. It did for us. But that's what our plans were. And I told her,
Yeah,
listen, No, I told her I'm never going to celebrate Father's Day. I never want to celebrate it. Why not? And here's the reason why. Father's Day occurs again third Sunday of June every year. Father's Day occurs usually right around or sometimes even on my wife's birthday.
Okay.
The exact day is, but it's always somewhere around her birthday. And it's been on her birthday before. So it's a range of dates there that it could be on. And I remember the first Father's Day celebration that I went to with her at her grandparents' place. And they made it both a joint Father's Day celebration and birthday party for her.
Okay.
And I was like, nope. This is never going to happen with us. This is not going to be. I'm not celebrating Father's Day because I won't take away from your birthday. Now,
okay, so
here's where my hypocrisy comes in. Okay, and I'm gonna explain. I mentioned the hypocrisy earlier. Here's where I'm going to explain it, and it's the hypocrisy I have to live with. I don't celebrate my birthday. Again, most people don't know it. The few people that do, my dad knows it because he was there when I was born. My mom did know what it was because she was there when I was born.
Okay.
My sisters, both my sisters remember it partly because they're my sisters and we lived in the same house. But actually, one of my sisters had her first child was born on my 30th birthday. In fact, I was out with you that night. I was out with you the night before my birthday, and then we were out still at a house party after you had a show that night with the band Prilosis, the non-existent band Prilosis anymore, the one I love. But anyway, you had a show that night. I was there at the show. I was there at the show, and then we went to house party afterwards. And once it hit midnight, it was technically my birthday. And I got a phone call earlier in that night saying that my sister was in labor, but she was trying to get the baby out before it hit midnight because she didn't want it born on my birthday. And I was just laughing, going, "Ain't gonna happen that way." I knew months ago when he told me what the rough due date was. I knew it was gonna be born on my birthday, and sure as shit, it was born on my birthday. So
I think I remember you talking about that.
Yeah,
I remember you talking about that, like you were hoping for it.
In some ways, yeah, I kind of wanted it, and so that child was born on my 30th birthday, which was awesome, and so whatever. Anyway, she'll remember as a result.
I like that drop off. Just drop it off there.
my brothers, I don't know that they remember, and that's okay. And my wife remembers, the kids somewhat remember, a few other people remember, but otherwise most people don't know what it is. And the reason is I just don't really celebrate it. It's not a thing about aging. I mean, I'm more than glad to admit I'm 40. When my birthday comes, I'll be 41. I don't have a problem admitting the age. I just don't necessarily want the focus of the day. It's the day I popped out of a vagina. And that's, a vagina I didn't want to be in and never went back to. And just frankly, that's all it is.
Most people, I'm just going to leave that alone.
Exactly. And so
why did you say that?
That's, I really didn't do much that day. So, I mean, whatever it happened. It's just something I've given up on the celebrating. I don't really care about it. It's not a big deal anymore. Same thing with Father's Day. I don't want to celebrate it for my reasons of the commercialism things for it, for my reasons of the fact that it sucks that fathers don't get the same setup as what mothers do. And I still think Mother's Day is stupid. But
I will say this. Did you state earlier that Father's Day came first and then Mother's Day came after?
I believe it was originally done first, but I may be wrong.
If that's true, that's fucked up. If Father's Day was established before Mother's Day was established, that's fucked up.
Actually, it makes a lot of sense because at that time it was a much more misogynistic society than what we even currently live in. So it makes actually sense.
True, and completely understandable. And we're working out those kinks on that as a properly evolving society should. Properly, not necessarily, but we all go through growing pains. Okay, that's not what the conversation is about. But I do want to state that I am shocked at least as far as that property, because even like listen to the conversation that happens about Mother's Day every time you get what is it that you talk about every time you talk about Mother's Day? You talk about the birthing process most of the time. You don't talk about the other parts of the process. You talk about the birthing process. That's the first thing. And it either happens on Mother's Day or it happens on the kid's birthday. It happens on the kid's birthday if you especially want to embarrass the living crap out of them. But the thing about Mother's Day is the fact that you can take advantage of that with every child that you have at the same time. And you can individually talk about how excruciating and long the process is, just to really drive that shit home and twist it in. You know what I mean?
Which is actually one of those things that like I totally disagree with too. I disagree with the usage of that because like
I think it's just fun. I think it's fun to talk about because it's embarrassing. Is it gruesome? Yes. Is it to equal parts completely fucking embarrassing and a lot of the time very? Dude, I think it's.
I think you're embarrassed a little easy, man.
No. All I'm saying is that
embarrassing. I can say this. I was lucky enough to never have my mom try to say that part on or around Mother's Day, try to pull the whole, you had me in labor for this
you talk
time.
To any teenager, any teenager that doesn't ever want to hear anything like that. That's like the last thing they want to hear.
I get it, but I have a comeback for it.
You have a comeback for that. Are you trying to educate our under 18 crowd at this point?
Whatever teen audience is watching this on your parents' account because you're not supposed to watch
equivalent to an R-rated teen comedy, I guess, is what we are.
Here's the thing that you say if your mom tries to pull the whole, talking about how long she was in labor and all these things. This is you choose which language you want to use, but basically you can say, "Well, I didn't ask you and Dad to fuck, did I?"
Dear God, my friend.
That's the way I would go. I didn't ask you guys to have sex. You chose to have sex. I'm the result of that. So that's all on you. That ain't on me. You should have known what you was getting into. And if you didn't, read some books. Read some books.
Just saying, I'm glad to be here, but this wasn't a request.
I didn't ask for this. Y'all made me. I wasn't sitting there like, yeah, Dad, go nail her right now.
No, God, stop.
It's the perfect time. I wasn't there to do that. I wasn't there unless of course you're a certain sect of the Mormon religion, which actually believes that you are making the decision to be born into whatever family you're born into. But that's a whole nother thing for a whole nother day.
Wait, really? What?
Anyway, yes, whole nother thing for a whole nother day. I'll educate you later.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah.
This is a strange end to this conversation.
Well, the conversation is going to take a break in a second. We're not going to completely end it.
Oh, okay.
Because there were things that remind me. There's stuff that reminds me of Father's Day this week, and we'll get to that after the break. But to end the break, good. I want to explain the hypocrisy fully. We'll go into the break and we'll talk about the rest after. The hypocrisy that I have to live with, and this is, I'll admit it's hypocrisy. In a sense it is, and in a sense it isn't. I don't know how you want to view it. I view it as a form of hypocrisy, but it's one I can accept and live with. I won't celebrate these things myself. I don't celebrate my birthday. Admittedly, this year I agreed to have a cake on my birthday just because I feel like having cake. That's really the only reason I agreed to it. And that's occasionally I will agree to having cake on my birthday just because like it's fucking cake. Okay, fine. If you want the excuse of my birthday to get to have cake, fine. That's a good excuse. Let's have some cake.
I'll have cake because it's fucking Tuesday. Okay, I don't care.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm not going to stop somebody else from celebrating these things, and I will be a part of the celebration with them, even if I won't take part in my own. So, for instance, for Mother's Day, my wife does like to celebrate Mother's Day. She doesn't like to go overboard with it, and she's, it's not some big major thing, but we there's cards, there are some gifts involved. Her birthday. There's cake, there's cards, there's gifts. There's a little bit of a get together. For Mother's Day, in years past, I did get stuff for my mom. Now I just pull out the game board and communicate with her. Again, funny joke if anybody knows what I'm talking about. The one I have is glow in the dark too, so I can use it whenever I need to.
Ooh, glow in the dark, that's cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. We even have keychains now that have that game board.
Oh, nice.
just, really cool thing. Anyway, moving
Fun.
on.
Yeah.
For Father's Day, I get my dad a card. I get, we get my wife's stepdad and real dad cards. So I'm involved in them. If we see people for those days, if we see my dad on Father's Day, I'll get him something. If we see, whoever, if we saw my wife's mom on Mother's Day, we would get her something. We never see her, but if we did, we'd get her something. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's one of those situations where I still am involved in it, even if I don't believe in celebrating them for myself, because I'm not going to harsh somebody else's buzz on enjoying it. I'm not going to stop them from their celebration of it. And so, even again, to the extent of my wife, she has her own belief about the holiday. She is respecting how I feel about Father's Day and doesn't do anything necessarily on it. She'd be more than glad to, but she knows it's my feeling on it. And
Okay.
my feeling has to do with the fact she wouldn't have a problem sharing the time for Father's Day with me, and still sharing her own thing with, having her own birthday thing. I just want to focus more on her and her birthday, because that's what I feel for her is the more important thing, and it's important to her. Birthday is an important day for her. And again, I'm not going to. It's not like I'm the guy who's like, no, I think birthdays are awful, and my kids don't get to have birthday parties. Fuck no. I do whatever I can for my kids for their birthday parties. I go all out, and they have a great time for their birthday parties. And I mean, I'm the guy that I don't just bring like cupcakes to school. No, I bring freaking pizza and chips. And you can't bring soda to school anymore. They don't like it when you bring soda to school because it's not healthy and shit. So I bring Gatorade.
All right.
I bring the whole thing.
That's all right.
And I bring cupcakes and I bring cookies, and we're just there.
Oh, but fuck soda. Really?
Half hour 45. Yeah.
Cupcakes and pizza and chips and soda is where the line is drawn?
Yes. I know.
You're like,
weird.
I know. I have
whatever.
A problem with this.
I know it's stupid, but whatever. It's fine. I can conform to those rules and still bring awesome shit for my kids for their parties.
Cool.
And every one of them for each of them for their birthdays, that's what we do. Is we head to the school, we work it out with the teachers, we bring in pizza from whatever pizza place has a decent deal. I'm talking. I don't bring it in and do the like tiny thin ass slices. I bring into a classroom of my kids are in schools their classrooms are fairly small, which is nice. So like there's 10 to 15 people in each classroom, which is amazing, especially in California. That's amazing to have. So for 10 to 15 kids, I bring in like 4 or 5 pizzas.
Okay.
Cause I'm just like, here, eat it. And they're like, they get a couple slices with the teacher watching, and the teacher's kind of eyeballing like, yeah, you can have a couple slices. And the kids will start looking over at the pizza and looking at me and looking at the pizza and looking at me and looking at the pizza and looking at me. I'm like, you want more? Yeah. Okay. You can have more. They look at the teacher. Teacher's like, well, if he says you can have more, I guess you can have more. And they're just like, boom, right to the pizza and get some more.
Oh yeah.
Like, you want more cookies too? You want another cupcake? Go at it. I brought them here. You guys can have them. I don't want to take any of this home. Eat as much of it as you can. And then I'm like, teachers, grab that stuff. Really? Seriously, I don't want to take it home. It's here. We're here to party. We're here to have some fun.
Yeah.
So, I do the best I can to set the stuff up for the kids. One, because, again, I know those people who didn't get to have their birthdays at school because, they have birthdays in summertime. But also, my kids love it. They love being able to celebrate their birthdays with their friends and actually have something happen for their birthdays. So I'm not going to stop anybody else from having this. And again, maybe it's just I think of it as an hypocrisy because I have this whatever. Most likely, it's just me being a good person and not forcing other people to do my stupid wacky shit. But that's what it is. I live in that, and so yeah, let everybody else enjoy their holidays. I'm just not going to enjoy it because I don't like it and I think it's dumb. And I got bashed over the head with Father's Day shit yesterday while trying to watch TV. And when we come back from the break, I'm going to talk about how this is the other aspect of this. And this is the aspect that I believe the originator of Father's Day got pissed off about, the monetizing of it, the commercialization of it.
Okay.
Well, I got commercialized up the ass yesterday trying to watch a freaking movie. One of those movies. It was on like one of the channels where it's, it has commercials. It's not just a movie channel. So you have to sit through commercials anyway. But what you don't have to sit through is the same commercial in the length of a 2-hour long movie, hour and a half long, 2-hour long movie. You should not have to sit through the same commercial over 100 times. In fact, in some commercial breaks, the commercial would show 3 times the same exact commercial.
I've seen repeat commercials before, but yeah, that's a little extreme.
Not like this. And when you hear what it is, it'll make sense as to why it was happening. It was targeted.
Oh, okay.
So when we come back from the break, we're going to talk about that, and then I think we have one other thing to touch on. We'll see what happens when we come back. Just a moment.
All right.
Hey friends, this is Mike from the Xennial Chronicles reminding you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Xencron, spelled Xenchron, to keep up to date on all things TXC. And please check out our official website, theXennialChronicles.com, or if that's too much to type, Zencron.com. Thanks again for listening, and now, back to the show.
And we are back, everybody.
All right.
I have to amend myself from earlier in the podcast.
Oh,
while we were on our break, I did a little bit of checking and researching because I make mistakes. I say things wrong. I was wrong. Father's Day did not come first. Mother's Day was the thing that came first. Father's Day was a response to Mother's Day.
Okay, because that's kind of equally fucked up then, right?
Yeah, the founder of it was her father was a single parent. He was a Civil War veteran. Was a single parent who raises 6 children.
Wait,
when she heard a sermon about Mother's Day, she told her pastor that fathers should have a similar holiday honoring them.
Wait a minute. Hold on one second. The founder of Father's Day was a woman?
Yes.
Okay, that nullifies that whole fucked up thing I just mentioned. That's a whole,
it makes sense.
That's a whole different deal because she was trying to honor her father who was the parent. He was both parents.
Yeah.
He was a single father. Okay, that's pretty fucking cool. I didn't know that. I had literally no idea that's why Father's Day was founded. That's pretty cool.
There you go. So, okay, so good reason for it to be founded. I will say that I was wrong before in saying that Father's Day came first. Good reason for it to be founded. Man, Civil War veteran raised his 6 children by himself. That's a guy that should be honored, and that's great. And again, I don't want to stop anybody from honoring their fathers on Father's Day. I just suggest that you do it any day, every day, whenever the opportunity arises. Don't wait for a specific day, and don't wait to call your dad on Father's Day. If you wait till that being like one of the 2 times in the year you call him, call your dad whenever you have the possibility to.
Yeah.
Call your mom whenever you have the possibility to, because there may come a day where you can't call them unless you use a game board. Anyway,
unless you use a game board.
Yes, let's use a game board. That's what are you doing, honey? I'm calling mom. Oh, okay. Put it back up with the Parcheesi when you're done. Anyway,
yeah.
So hopefully people get what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And either
I'm quite sure they will.
Horrified. I kind of hope they're a little horrified, and then some of them are like, "That's funny. It's dark, but that's funny." But anyway, so here's the thing. The commercialism of these holidays has oftentimes made the founders of the holidays very, very angry. And this is part of my problem that I have with, again, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Valentine's Day. The added commercialism that have been added to these things it's frustrating because you feel like you're bombarded with this. Well, I was bombarded yesterday. So here's what happened. I was just doing some TV scrolling. I had just spent I'd spent a day trying to deal with traffic in the Sacramento area. For anybody that knows the Sacramento area, hopefully this will make sense to you, sir, since you're somewhat familiar with it.
Mm-hmm.
I had to leave a location at Mac Road and 99 South. These are, road and freeway.
Mm-hmm.
Mac Road, 99 South, and make my way up to the 99 North junction with Highway 5. So past Sacramento, past, the old Arco Arena, that situation.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to go through that whole corridor or the whole multiple clover leaf of 99 over to 5080 West, then over to 5, then off to 99 North. You know all that, right? You've been through all that.
Yes,
times,
very much so.
I had to do that at 2:45 in the afternoon on a Friday.
Oh, that sounds fun.
It was not fun. It was not fun at all. It was the exact opposite of fun. So I got home and I was pretty exhausted because I don't necessarily handle traffic all that well. I'm
Understandable.
I don't live in a heavy traffic area. Try to avoid it as much as possible. So I was just trying to relax for the night, and I'm flipping through the TV stations. My wife had to go run to the store to get some things. So I'm flipping through TV stations, trying to find something just to watch. And I know my father-in-law will be over in a bit. He'll be coming home in a bit to be there for dinner and whatnot. So trying to find something I can put on to watch that I don't want to get in the middle of a TV series that he's not seen, be wondering what the heck's going on, wanting to ask questions, whatever. Or, maybe he does want to see it at some point. There's a few new Disney Plus series out, a new Star Wars one, The Bad Batch, the new Star Wars or the new Marvel Loki series started on Friday. So, I'm like, these are things I could watch, but I don't want to get him started on something that he's not going to want to finish or be wondering what the hell's going on with, right? I'm trying to be considerate and polite.
Right.
So let's just find some stupid movie that I can watch in the background. And like a week before, I had watched Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. That's the Mission Impossible, by the way. The way that I remember each Mission Impossible movie is by remembering which big stunt that Tom Cruise got to do because he's the producer, so he's going to do whatever the hell he wants in the movies anyway, regardless of how stupid and scary and insane it is, because Xenu told him he could. So that's the one. Ghost Protocol is the one where he's at he basically runs down the side of the Burj Khalifa,
yes,
the tallest building in the world.
Yeah.
So that's that one. So I watched that one a week ago. Well, the most recent one was on one of these channels that has, again, the commercials in it. It was Mission Impossible Fallout, and in that one he does a Halo jump. You know what a Halo jump is, right? Not Halo the game, but the Halo the jump. Do you know what that is?
No, not right out.
Halo is an acronym that stands for High Altitude Low Open, and what it is it's a jump where you're typically over 30,000 feet jumping, which is like way taller than Everest, or around the height of Everest. So there's no oxygen. You do a 30,000 foot jump, and actually it's way taller than Everest. You do a 30,000 foot jump, and you have to be wearing an oxygen mask and suit to do the jump because it's freezing cold. There's no oxygen. And then you, again, high altitude, then you open your chute low. The point of it is to try to get, not be on a radar signature. You're flying above radar ability to catch you, and you don't open till you're below radar. You don't open your chute till you're below. It's a very dangerous style of jump. Navy SEALs train in it, Army Rangers,
right,
Marine Force Recon. This is like infiltrating into enemy territory type jumps, and it's some hardcore stuff. Tom Cruise actually does the Halo jump in the film. He really, really trained and did a Halo. And what you see filmed is him doing the Halo jump.
Wow. Okay.
Or at least portions of it. Because
That's
again,
impressive.
This is Tom Cruise as the producer. He also later in the film flies helicopters in the Himalayas. And it's really him flying the helicopter. And
wow.
One of the other major stars of this movie is Henry Cavill, who is best known in America for being Superman.
Yeah.
Or at least the most recent Superman. The most recent filmatic Superman. Let me add, because there's one on TV right now.
Yes.
Tyler Hoechlin or something. But anyway, he's in the movie. In fact, this is the movie. This Mission Impossible Fallout is the movie that he had the mustache for, that created the really crappy face in the Justice League movie when Joss Whedon screwed the whole thing up and made it so that he'll never work in films again because he's a douche. Anyway, but this is the movie that he wasn't allowed to shave the mustache for because he had the mustache.
Right.
And it's like any Mission Impossible movie. It's basically a bunch of explosions, Tom Cruise running all over the fucking place because that's what he likes to do in these movies, is fucking run. It's like, hey, here's a moment. Let's have Tom Cruise run. I don't know why he's goofy as hell when he runs, but apparently he likes to run. The only movies he didn't run in were freaking like Top Gun. He didn't have to run. He flew in a jet. And then Days of Thunder, again, didn't have to run. He was in a race car the whole time. Any other time, he's fucking running everywhere. He's like the Forrest Gump of movies. Just, run, Tommy, run. Anyway, so it's just standard Mission Impossible movie, and it's good background, fare to have while you're watching. You don't have to pay much attention to it. It's just an action movie. Something about nuclear bombs and this and that and whatever.
Somebody's hijacked something. They're holding something ransom.
XYZ. Look, Tom Cruise is hanging and dangling from something again.
Yeah.
So it's, if anything, that character Ethan Hunt is like his body can be basically destroyed. Oh, there is a stunt in that movie where Tom Cruise had to jump between two buildings. He really did the jump. He's got wires and stuff, but that get digitally painted out. But when he did the jump, he actually broke his foot.
Oh.
It was like a complete breaking of his. It was not even technically his foot. It was his ankle completely broken, dislocated from the rest of everything else. And the shot where he breaks it and pulls himself up and starts to hobble across the building.
Yeah.
There's a camera for the wide shot. There's two cameras happening at the same time. Wide shot of him doing the jump.
Yeah.
And then the shot of him pulling himself up on the building. Both the shots where he actually injured himself are in the film. They were kept in the film because they were the best shots. But he literally pulls himself up and starts hobbling away on this broken foot.
Yeah, I remember actually seeing something about this. It was insane too.
Yeah.
Yes, and I've seen that shot you're talking about.
And that's this movie. And so we're watching it and it's no problem. And commercials coming. First you don't notice this. Suddenly you start hearing the same commercial music over and over, because you kind of, when it's a movie like that, you're not completely zoned into the movie and you zone out heavily in the commercials, but it's the same commercial music over and over, and it's the same voice narration because you know the voice,
right?
Because it's fucking Johnny Depp, and it's Johnny Depp with this weird ass fucking commercial where he's driving out in the desert and digging in the desert and finding a necklace and basically doing Johnny Deppy things, and it's a Dior brand men's cologne that is available at Macy's. That this commercial showed nearly 100 times, if not more. This entire time we're watching this movie, and literally it would go to commercial.
Okay.
This commercial would start, and then there would be another commercial, and then you'd see this commercial again. This Johnny Depp commercial, and it's basically like, hey, y'all want to smell like Johnny Depp does when he drives out in the desert to find his lost necklace? Go to Macy's and get this new Dior scent. It's like, are you fucking serious? So I want to smell like alcohol and cigarettes? And I mean, seriously? That's what you think I want to smell like? And I realized this is a targeted ad. It's happening while interestingly enough, two fathers are watching an action movie, which the demographic for action movies is typically going to be men between the ages of like 20 and 45, 50, whatever.
Okay.
This is an action movie. It's a Tom Cruise action movie.
Okay.
But here's the thing, because it's a Tom Cruise action movie, this isn't necessarily an ad targeted to us. We're not going to ask our wives, hey, can you go to Macy's and get that cologne stuff that smells like Johnny Depp? Because we don't want to smell like Johnny Depp. But what it is doing is it's targeting the wives that are possibly watching this movie with us. They want to go to Macy's and get that scent so that their husbands, the fathers of their kids, smell like Johnny Depp. Because they ain't never going to get to hook up with Johnny Depp, but they can hook up with their husband who smells
Wait
like
a minute.
Depp.
Okay, hold on here. Hold on. So you're thinking this is selling to the women in the room? You don't think this is...
Yes. No, this is selling to the women in the room to go out and buy the stuff that makes your husband smell like Johnny Depp.
Because none of the guys that are watching this movie are going to care.
The guys aren't sitting there. Seriously, The guys are not sitting there going, "Man, I want to smell like Johnny Depp." And if they are, they're wanting to do more than just smell like. They're probably finding Johnny Depp attractive, which, by the way, I want to say is not a problem. I'm just saying.
No, you might be.
That's not the one that we're considering the ads are targeting towards.
Yeah, if we're considering a standard traditional household, when I take that back. I don't want to necessarily say that. If we're considering your standard, standard is wrong. Okay, if you're considering your I would say cis traditional,
Mike,
right? That's what I would say.
Mike,
what?
Let me handle this in a way that won't make you feel bad. Okay. If we're talking about the type of household that advertisers like these are aiming for, they are looking for the 1950s era, 1960s era traditional nuclear household.
That is a good way of putting. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Thank you. That's what I was like. Well, how do I?
They're looking for. They're looking for the mom, the dad, the 2.5 kids.
People that are watching. It was Ghost Protocols. What you said, right?
This specific one was Mission Impossible Fallout. They're looking.
They're watching a Mission Impossible movie on cable, essentially.
Which there's essentially on cable, which there's a specific demographic they expect
for sure.
because of their small closed-mindedness. There's a specific demographic they expect to be watching that. Just like the fact that if you are watching football on Fox back, I don't know, 4 years ago, if you're watching football on Fox, you just see normal advertisement. But if you were watching, say, auto racing on Fox, you would see very conservative slanted advertising. And if for some weird reason you were watching soccer on Fox, you would see what would basically be the same advertising that you see just about everywhere else, and think, gosh, this is a little bit liberal for Fox. They tailor the advertising that comes with each thing that they're showing to hit the target demographic. That's why when you get past a certain time at night, you see a bunch of different you see advertisements for a lot of advertisements, interestingly enough, for older people, because you have a lot of older people that deal with insomnia. And so that's when you see a lot of the products that are like the
sleep aids and
the sleep aids, or the you see a lot of sleep aids during that time.
That's why you see the targeted ads for suing your doctor for putting in a hernial net that didn't work right in the middle of the day during soap operas or during The Price is Right. Like that's
exactly.
Okay. So
exactly.
As far as that's concerned, that makes sense.
The idea being they're expecting typically men of that age group, to be watching this show, and most likely, since it's on cable and not on a paid channel, they're probably family men watching with their kids to their wives, and that's who you're selling. The advertisement is not targeted to the man; it is targeted to the woman, and this is how the
targeted to
at the store.
Okay.
You have the blitzes at the store of what you're supposed to do, and that's the other thing. This is one of those, when they're targeting men in the ads, they only try to target them with manly things like grills and lawn equipment and tools, which is like,
and a pill that lets you build a fire on the beach at night.
Yeah, it's like, okay, but like, I mean, I can say my wedding anniversary is also coming up at some point soon. We've got a little bit of time still, but the wedding anniversary is coming up, and I earlier in this about a month or two ago, I told you about this. A little over a month ago, I bought my wife an early birthday / anniversary gift, only because it was a lot of money. So it's going to cover both things, because I ain't rich. So the amount of money we spent, it gets to cover multiple things. I bought a gift for her, something she'd been asking for years.
Okay.
I bought it for her, so she has this thing, and I loved buying it for her, and I loved her going in shopping for it. I sent her in to get it herself. I paid for it, but I sent her in to get it because I wanted her to tell the person, when the person asked and expected it would be an early Father's Day present for me, for my wife to tell them, no, it's actually for me. It's my present for this and this. and just get the shock on people, because what I got her was a gas grill. A very nice gas grill.
Nice.
I bought her a gas grill because
I was going to say, if you said that you got
a gas grill,
well, I swear to God, like, part of me wanted that story to end with, and what I got her was the Johnny Depp cologne.
it would have been nice, but no, I got her a gas grill because that's what she wanted to have. She wanted a gas grill. Now, because she's not comfortable cooking on charcoal, and I believe charcoal cooking is an art form. It really is. You can try to teach somebody as much as possible.
Charcoal cooking, and it is a nightmare to learn how to start. I still have a hell of a time, and I've been doing it for months, and I still don't really know.
Do you have a chimney?
Yes.
You have a chimney. Okay.
Yeah, so I can start them up. It's learning the time frame and learning what everything needs to look like and how it feels before you can move it. And if you move it, whether or not it's going to douse out too fast, or how do you add? When do you add? How long do you need to make it last? Why is it still hot 3 hours later when I wasn't trying to do that? Like that's what I deal with like charcoal.
Like I said, it's an art form.
But I will tell you what,
turn it on and go.
It takes me 2 hours to cook a chicken breast because it's on such low heat, but that is the best fucking chicken I've ever had.
What, on charcoal or gas?
Yes, charcoal. Charcoal chicken with low coals on a low heat that lasts for like 2 hours for the cook time, because you're just nursing it as it goes along. You don't just leave it, because that flipping is actually helping keep all the juices in. And man, when it takes that long to cook properly, God, it's wonderful at the end. And that's just to get it to proper temperature.
And it's charcoal, any kind of natural heat like that is you're imparting more than just heat to cook. You're imparting flavor. There's so much more involved. But anyway, we're
gonna get past that. It's an art form. That's not what this is about.
It's an art form. It's what you got. It's one of those things. She wanted a gas grill, and she's wanted one for like 15 years. That's great. We just have never been able to get one. I had the capability. So big anniversary coming up, big one. And so I'm like, you know what? I have the money to do this. I'm going to do this. And I got her proper accoutrements for it. She got the grill cover, the full grill cover. She got brand new grill tools that are her grill, supposed to be her grill tools for her grill. She got the ceramic a ceramic like grate to put on so she could do vegetables, because she likes zucchini. She got a wok bowl that she can do stuff in.
Oh hell yeah!
She's got the whole setup. And here's the funny part: since getting it, we've cooked on the grill 4 times. I got her this grill so that she could grill when she wanted to. She didn't have to worry about charcoal. She could fire it up and do her thing.
Yeah,
I have cooked on it all 4 times. Because of circumstances and whatnot, I've had to do the cooking on the grill all 4 times.
I feel bad,
and it's like
to a degree.
It's like, and and the thing is, I don't know how to cook on gas grill because I've never cooked on a gas grill before. I got it because she used to cook on one and loved it, and we just never been able to have it. I know charcoal, so I'm trying to cook on the gas grill, and I'm like, I think I got this mostly right. Well, this is going way faster than I expected to. Holy crap! I got to do something different. Hold on, do this and this and this. Where's the sweet spot? God damn it! And so I'm just standing out there going, bought this for you. Why am I using it? I want you to use it. I wanted to look out the window and be like, yeah, that's my wife out there grilling.
Aww.
Yeah. But nope, I didn't get that. I haven't got that moment quite yet. But that's the thing is, like,
it'll happen. It'll happen.
I hate the subversion of something has to be for men, something has to be for women, and they're targeted. And that's what these days do. Father's Day targets that. What if I'm a dude that likes flowers? Can't I get flowers on Father's Day? Apparently I can't. Because that's for Mother's Day.
Okay, so this is more. I mean? This is partial.
What if you're?
I can understand your partial frustration here coming in to be. It's partially like playing to gender roles kind of a deal, but at the same time, like gender specific roles and stuff in the place that it's really playing to convention. And I know you're not really a fan of convention in general, as I respect entirely. You know, I'm also not, and that makes perfect sense to me. But I will say that it's equal parts frustrating to look at something like that. But if you really think about the fact that they didn't target the father in the advertisement, and they targeted, they didn't target the father. They targeted those that had ideas for that. I would say that is equal parts frustrating and brilliant. It's like you got to there's a certain amount of understandability and respect for the fact that somebody came up with something like that was so targeted, and that makes a lot of sense, right? But at the same time, and the way that they did it, the design around it is brilliant. That you can respect, but at the same time, you can also be super frustrated at it.
Oh God, and it was so annoying because it just kept coming on. My wife come home from the store, and we tell her about this. Me and the father-in-law. We tell her, hey, this thing keeps coming on. God damn it, this damn commercial again. And she's like, she's doing different things, getting starting to work on dinner preparation, and then she's like, you know what? Yeah, I've been home for like a half an hour and I've heard it like 20 times. How many commercial breaks has it been? like 5 commercial breaks? She goes, this is crazy. This is damn insane. Now, here's the thing. I agree. Yes. It's brilliant targeted ad, and it was oversaturating because I did the research. It is $100 bottle of cologne, which I know is not a super expensive bottle of cologne, but damn, I've never paid more than like $20 for a bottle of $100 for a damn bottle of cologne so you could smell like Johnny Depp. I mean, great, but also Johnny Depp hasn't had the best history with women, so I'm not sure I want to smell like Johnny Depp.
I was like, that might not be a good idea right now.
Yeah, that's not necessarily the choice that I would want to have. And then the other thing is, and this is. I'm just going to throw this out there for people to ponder, and we will talk about this at another time. But this is one of those ads that rankles me in a different way, because anytime that there's celebrity endorsement with things like scents, and especially when the ad, it doesn't bother me as much when the ad is targeted towards the same gender. And apparently, from understanding, the same sexuality or sexual preference as the person in the ad, the celebrity endorsing the ad. So, like, if you have an ex male football player who's promoting like a health product for men, I'm okay with that to an extent. You know what I mean? Still annoying, but whatever. I'm okay with it. But when you have Johnny Depp, and the ad is with Johnny Depp, and it is targeted towards the women to look at this, to buy this cologne so that their man smells like Johnny Depp or reminds them of Johnny Depp. That's the whole mental image they're trying to do. I have problems with this in that it's preying on this idea that the person I'm attracted to, and this is mostly done when it comes to products that again are targeting one of the of a pair of significant other to purchase something for the other significant other. And the message I receive off of these ads is, you will like your significant other better if they get this product because you like this other person. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like your significant other isn't good enough. You need to add more to it. That's my message off of it. Now,
I can understand that being a very that's a very understandable root of frustration, right?
And so I don't like the preying on that. But again, that's something we can discuss more at length for another time. But to cap off the day, because I've at least shared my story of being annoyed by Johnny Depp. I can't watch Pirates of the Caribbean for a while now because I've had my
Cologne ad
I've had my quotient of Johnny Depp for the time, because like seriously, Johnny Depp in real life is basically Captain Jack Sparrow with maybe more cocaine and less rum. And that's basically kind of what we're looking at. So it's not a far stretch from who he really is. And
maybe that's why he's so good at the part.
I've had my quotient of Captain, Johnny Jack Sparrow Depp, whatever. Point being, again, Father's Day is coming up. And just because I don't like it, and just because I was annoyed by Johnny Depp and his stupid push to go to Macy's, because that's the other thing. Who wants to go to Macy's anymore? It's just annoying. But anyway, why can't you order it online at Macy's? Why do you have to go? Because it doesn't say anything about ordering it online. Different rant, different day. Anyway, just because I'm jaded about it and I don't want to celebrate it doesn't mean that you shouldn't. So I implore anybody listening, if you have the ability to call your dad on Father's Day, call your dad on Father's Day. If you have the ability to see your dad on Father's Day, heck, see your dad, get him a gift, even something small. You can get him something small, something that you made yourself, or you can get him something giant, like a big fucking monkey-proof lamp that you made. Whatever you feel that you need to do.
Gold.
Put that time out. And you know, just because you don't believe in celebrating something, and this doesn't go for Father's Day, this goes for all of them. Just because you don't believe in celebrating it doesn't mean you should suck the joy out of everybody else who wants to celebrate it. Give them that moment, and find the other moments that you can celebrate, the little tiny ones, the meaningless ones. Find them, enjoy them. Anyway, Mike, where can people be hearing us? Hearing us. Where can they be hearing us?
Okay.
I had more, but I lost it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Well, you could be hearing us at our website, thexennialchronicles.com or zencron.com, if you don't want to type that much. Our podcast is also available on most of the major platforms, and we're always looking to expand to get to more of them. So keep an eye out. Look us up for the Xennial. Look up the Xennial Chronicles on your favorite platform, your podcast platform. Boy, I still got to work that new ending out. But you could
that's a lot to say. You can Google us too.
You can Google us. You'll find us. Thing. Yeah. But also we are
Google us. It'll say things.
Yeah.
Shutting up.
Also, you can find us on social media, Facebook, and Twitter. I believe we're on Twitter, right?
We are on Twitter.
You know, you're the one who runs the social media sites, right?
The guy who's in charge of doing Twitter is an idiot and never posts shit. He did the other day. Actually, I did post something on Twitter the other day.
Nice.
Our one of our listeners and followers, he posted something about oh God, I'm gonna read this one again. You said something. It's better when I read it. Plus, it gives that kind of old look. I'm the old man reading these things to you.
I love it.
Where is it?
I love it.
Where is
this is great.
God damn it!
The older of the two of us learning social media. Everybody,
shut up. Nobody likes you. You don't have any friends.
What that? Okay, that's a little harsh.
That's not true. I'm your friend. I love you.
I hope so.
After all this,
otherwise, why aren't you paying me?
It's not getting paid either. It's kind of how it works. Well, crap.
Can't find it.
Yeah, it was something about. Here we are.
Found it.
Okay, here we are.
Feeds move fast, so. I thought you said you had it.
I do. So he had posted, "Say it with a prayer," in quotations.
Okay.
Sounds like something a Protestant hitman would say before he pulls the trigger.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Okay.
And so my response was, I already know what a Catholic hitman would say, and it's much cooler. Now, I said that in reference to what was I referencing?
I have no idea.
I already know what a Catholic hitman would say, and it's much cooler.
I'm sorry, man. I'm drawing a blank. Boondock Saints?
Exactly.
Okay.
Boondock Saints. It's exactly. And for those of you who don't know what Boondock Saints is, go find Boondock Saints and freaking watch Boondock Saints. And then you will know.
Pretty cool.
And your life
pretty
will be
damn cool.
better. Anyway, his response was in quotes, "Forgive me, Father, for I have touched the altar boy," is not very cool. Just saying. So I'm like,
God.
okay, dude, hold on. So then I add, okay, just for the sake of clarity, I was referring to the McManus brothers, who, while Catholic, are not actually affiliated with the church. His response back was classic Catholic backtracking. I'm like, oh, I'm not even gonna try with this kid. So yeah, so that's
welcome to Twitter, my friend. Welcome to Twitter.
And that's the Xennial Chronicles Twitter feed. So
that's
there
fantastic.
You go. That's me attempting to bring movies into the conversation, and somebody else attempting to make a statement about the Catholic Church, which I can't argue about.
You'll
go get them, kid.
You'll
but anyway,
You'll learn, sir.
Anyway,
You'll learn. You'll learn fast. Keep it up.
I just I'm too old to get in these fights anymore. But yes, we have the Twitter, we have the Facebook. Coming to Facebook soon. I might actually post some very special before and after pictures.
Oh,
now,
my.
I'm sure, Mike, since you got those pictures the other day, I'm sure you have been wondering if they were, or if I just faked those. Were you? Did you believe that whether they were real or not, or whether I faked them? What do you think? Is it real? Did I do it? Did I do it?
Well, I don't know. You told me that you did it.
Well, I may decide later this week to release the pictures because I did.
You did.
I did.
You
do it.
did.
And in fact,
that would be
I'm gonna prove
extremely
it to you.
hard. That would be extremely hard. Like I'm sorry, man. You don't. I've never seen you use Photoshop in your life.
I did do one of those face. I downloaded one of those face swap apps and tried that out. I almost sent you a few of them. It was hilarious.
Oh, dude.
The one that was really hilarious is I did. It did that. You take the picture of your face, then it puts you in the video.
Yeah.
Right? It puts your face over the other one.
Yeah.
Interesting enough, I did do Jack Sparrow. I looked really weird, but I did. I did it over Thor. From
nice.
The Marvel movies.
Yeah.
It didn't look any different. It looked exactly like Thor still, which makes sense with the facial hair and whatnot.
You know what? Funny enough, I was
like
a friend of mine face swapped me over a bunch of Chuck Norris clips. And
it looked like Chuck Norris.
It looks straight up like Chuck Norris. I think I've talked about this before. I sent it to my dad, and he thought he was just looking at Chuck Norris clips.
Yep.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
my
yes,
favorite one
Facebook
though
may
was
be
that same friend, Mickey. I see you there. If you're listening to this, that same friend sent me a face swap of a bunch of friends that she did of some of the cast of Big Trouble in Little China. And and put my face over the pudgy old guy, which is probably the funniest one that I had seen.
Okay, I need to see. You need to send me that.
I'm gonna have to find it for you.
Anyway, anybody listening, I may be debuting some pictures on Facebook.
Yeah.
James made a bit of a change. James is going through the job search, so he did a little bit of a cosmetic change. I'm sure y'all can guess what it is. Apparently, I am still married and still will continue to be married. That's a hint for you all as to what may have happened. And the wife is happy. So that's the biggest key. But I will post some pics for everybody to see at some point later this week. So keep an eye on the Facebook stuff.
Wonderful.
So outside of Facebook, where are people going to find us? And then, of course, our website.
Of course. Well, there's one last place you can take a look. If you search us on Google, you might also be able to search us on YouTube because we have a YouTube page. And you guys, if you're not listening to this on the YouTube page, which this will be uploaded as a video, if you're not listening to it on YouTube, go find our YouTube page. Make sure if you are listening to this, leave a like, especially if you like the video, but leave a like anyway because that's great. And you should also, next to the like button, there's a little red button called the subscribe button. You should hit the subscribe button. That would be awesome too. And on top of that, I think there's another thing. I'm drawing a blank.
You're drawing a blank?
Yeah. There's another thing you need to do.
Hey, like when
I forgot.
Okay, you've been listening to you remember back in the day when we had to listen to the radio for songs, like you couldn't just talk into your phone and say which song, right?
Right.
Sometimes there was like they'd say like the next song on the radio is One, and you're like, oh yeah, and then frickin' Creed comes on. Did you think it's gonna be Metallica and it's frickin' Creed?
Don't you love when 93 Rock, 98 Rock was doing that so far back in the day?
Yes, and so like the one that always annoyed me back in the day when I still didn't have the ear to hear it right is the radio would go quiet. And, you'd hear boom, boom, and you'd wonder, am I going to be happy? Now you would be like, am I going to be happy or am I going to be happy? I would be like, am I going to be happy or am I going to hear a bunch of Australian idiots? That's what was going on in my brain. And sadly, 9 times out of 10, I heard a bunch of Australian idiots. I was like, fuck, I need to get a CD player in my car. Anyway, what Mike's referring to is, while you're there and you like and you subscribe, you got to click that bell.
That's right. Click the bell. Make sure you get notified next video we put out.
Because if you don't click the bell, you don't get notified unless you like or stalking us. And if you're stalking us, please, please, please stop taking pictures of me and my dentadus. It's just not appropriate. Anyway, you know what dentadus are.
Who are
right?
you seeing? Are you noticing silhouettes outside your window, sir?
Maybe.
That might be a problem. You might have to call the cops.
Maybe it's not.
So,
anyway.
I mean, this depends upon your opinion of the situation, I guess.
Exactly. Some people are into voyeurism, and I might be okay with that. While you're there on YouTube, checking out our page and liking our stuff and subscribing and clicking the bell, please check out the other 2 pages that Mike has. Ruling Note Music, where he talks about all things music related, gear questions, well, not questions, but gear information, music history stuff. Very, very fun content. Some of which has actually been featured on websites of bands, the whole Metallica thing.
Yes.
For people who don't know.
Yes.
And if you don't know, go check out Ruling Note Music and check out Metallica. And then finally, Mike has another page that he does with his wife. We talked about mine a bunch this time, but he has a page with his wife called Chronicles Games. This is Mike and his wife playing video games. I'm not going to go through the whole spiel. Just if you like watching people play video games, just watch it. If you like watching people play video games badly, also watch it, because that's kind of what it's about. Other than that, is there anything else I'm supposed to say? Did I say everything I was supposed to say?
I think so.
Hey,
what?
I'm gonna put you on the spot here. Okay.
What?
Sorry, you weren't expecting this, but I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Okay.
Just a reminder that you do, again, if you're hearing this anywhere else, go to YouTube. Do all the things we said on YouTube for the Xennial Chronicles, because I'll let y'all in on a little secret. Mike and I have been discussing it, working out the logistics, and there is a point in the future. We don't have a date yet. When we have a date, we'll give you a date. There is a point in the future where the YouTube channel is not just going to have audio with a background behind it. No. There will be a point where we will have actual video of us, and it's coming. It's coming.
On its way.
Once we have the days, we will let you know. We're going to do a big rollout, big party. Mike.
Yes.
We're going to have, you said it's Tuesday, we can have cake. Well, guess what? The day that we do this, we're going to have cake.
I think that's a fantastic idea.
Cake.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
We're going to eat cake. We're going to eat cake while we do the podcast on video. People will get to watch us eat cake. It's very Marie Antoinette of us. Anyway, be prepared for that.
Yes.
Thank you all for listening this week. Enjoy Father's Day with your fathers, and we'll be back next week.
Y'all have a good one.
Thank you for tuning in, friends. The journey continues next week.